A week ago, I purchased ClipStudio Paint because they're on sale, 50% on sale. I tried using it for the first time and my first impression was crazy. Muscle memory doing its own thing. Hey, I like this one. The brushes are actually great. Nope, not that one. The thing is, it's blending. I want a specific color right here. Somehow I was able to do something because some shortcuts are a bit similar to the Photoshop. Like some useful shortcuts in Photoshop can be also useful here in ClipStudio Paint. But I really have to admit that I'm having trouble drawing in this application because there are some shortcuts that I'm not familiar with. However, I was able to finish my work, so it wasn't bad at all. Now I'm going to try it once again and create something new. In a week, I was able to do a little bit of research, and some useful Photoshop shortcuts can also be useful here. So I'll be able to do something like what I do in Photoshop. So it means I'll be able to share some tips and tricks to work faster on your illustration. So let's go ahead and start our new drawing. Before everything else, I want to let you know that I'm still giving away my XPPen Artist 15.6 Pro once I reach 20,000 subscribers. All you need to do is to subscribe to my channel, then go to this video or click the link on the description below, answer my question, who is your favorite artist, and write down your answer to the comment section of that video. So this is the first thing I'm gonna draw, a chair where I can put the character, and also I can identify the perspective of my drawing. I hope I can get this right, so good luck to me. About the flip horizontally, I created the shortcut for that. I'm not sure if there's a shortcut for that here in ClipStudio Paint, but for me, I created my own shortcuts, which is the Control F, which I've been using in Photoshop. I changed that by going to here, shortcut settings, go to view and flip horizontal. Assigned it with Control F so that it will be easier for me. Just pressing the Control F, it will flip horizontally. Flipping horizontally is very useful in drawing. So I'm gonna finish my sketch because there's a lot of things going on here and I think I messed up, so I have to fix it. So now I'm done with my sketch. Oh hey, I got a new haircut. Well, actually, because it's days past when I'm doing this video, so I'm busy in between the days, so I took a haircut. I messed up a lot on my first sketch, but it's okay. It's actually normal. It's normal to have mistakes, so don't worry about it. Because in Sketch, I put all my plans, and if it fails, then I have to redo it. I have to change it. It doesn't matter as long as you get the best result you need. This is really the important part for me. Sometimes I became lazy on doing it, so I'll just go ahead and just render it right away, which is actually not a good habit. But after this, after the sketch, if you're good with it, you'll be having less of a problem after it. I hope this one is doing fine already, so I hope I looked for a reference before I even started. And for beginner advice, don't be afraid to look in reference. It is important to have references, just to make sure that you're doing things correctly and fewer mistakes. It is really important that you're sure of what you're doing before you even proceed to rendering. Make sure to collect a bunch of reference before you start anything, like piece of artwork of your idols, some nature references if you're doing nature, anything that you can collect. Because sometimes it is useful because what you see, you will adopt it subconsciously. Even though you're not sure of yourself, if you can do the same thing, your subconscious mind will do the halfway of it. So I'm not sure if I explained that well. So okay, now I also noticed a little bit on ClipStudio Paint, it's kind of a bit delay. I mean, it's not lag, it's just like a little delay on doing your strokes. I can actually feel it when I'm drawing, and it's not the same thing I do in Photoshop. I mean, it prevents me to do a quick sketch or to do a fast strokes. I need a faster response. That's just a minor cons, but the pro is the quality it gives you is really great. Like, I mean, the sketch is really great, the line sketch are really great, pen drawing is really great, the line art will be great. The delay is like there's a little built-in stabilizer on the application. I mean, even though I turned the stabilization 0, I still have little delays to correct, maybe to correct the lines, I don't know. No, it's not really that bad. It's actually useful when you're doing line art. Just on sketching, it's a little bit of prevention on allowing me to make a quick sketch. Okay, someone messaged me on Instagram that there's a vector layer here on ClipStudio Paint, and you can actually see it here, new vector layer. I already have it here. It is really interesting because the good thing about this is if you, let's say I have a very thin line, just like that, and if I'm going to resize it, it won't blur. It won't blur unlike in Photoshop. So it is really good on doing line art. And one thing also, and also the good thing about it too is you can edit your line by going here on, what's this, a operation tool, I don't know, and if you click it, you can see this pivot, what you call this, I don't know. It is really useful because if you have a little adjustments, it will let you, the application will let you do that. And you can also change the color, which is nice. And here you can also change the thickness of the brush, and it's really helpful in so many ways. You can also change the shape, yeah, just like that, the wave shape, or the, I don't know what that shape, and the dash line, which is really useful in many occasions. That's a vector tool, that's a vector layer. It can be useful with brushes too. I also want to share this little trick. I'm not sure if you know it. I always do this in Photoshop. I learned this from Toon Boom, the animation software. Like if you're going for your pen tool or whatsoever, the G pen or anything you need, like brush or whatever, and then you want to erase it, you want to erase some parts, you just have to hold the E, then erase. Then if you release it, you'll go back to your previous tool that you've been using. You just hold the E and erase, then release it, and you go back to your G pen. And that's really useful for you to work a little bit faster in working your illustration. You can also change that here on preferences. I mean, if you want to keep that here, it's called the switch tool temporarily by holding it. And if you make that into 0, you cannot change to eraser. You cannot change to eraser in a single tap. You need to click it with your cursor and go back to your pen, but I like it to be 100 ms. Another thing that it can help you work faster is the brush resizing shortcuts. We all know that open bracket and close bracket is the most popular resizing shortcut. Here I already set it to my pen display, and I can just use the roller wheel to resize my shortcut. And it also has the same shortcut, the open bracket and close bracket. But without that, I can also use another shortcut which is very helpful for me. I use it in Photoshop, and Photoshop shortcut is Alt and right click, Alt plus right click, then hover on your screen and it will resize your brush. Here in ClipStudio Paint, you need to hold the Control and Alt. You can actually see it on screen. You can hold that and left click or touch your pen on the tab and then hover it. It will resize your brush. It will help you to grow bigger brush instantly. Now I'm going to continue my drawing. Let's see what I can do here. In doing this line art, I made it as clean as possible by zooming in and out, and I can see the entire picture from my second monitor like what you are seeing right now. If you want to do it as well, you can go to Window, Canvas, and select the new window. Now you can use this and drag this to your second monitor so that you can see the entire picture of your drawing. And now we're done with the line art, and we can finally continue to the colorization. When doing the colorization, I like to do it painterly, but this time I'm just gonna keep the line art of the character and try the painterly on the background just to see how the application works. So first things first, I will select the outer drawing of my character using the magic wand, and then this is a quick mask tool where I can check which part is selected. The red ones are the selected ones. There's actually no shortcut for the quick mask tool. I press Q for it, but I assigned Q key for the quick mask selection. You can actually find it on Select, Quick Mask, and there you have it. There's no shortcut for the quick mask tool. You can go to Shortcut and go to Select and scroll down. There's a Q, there it is, the quick mask, and you can assign it here. So just like that. Quick mask tool is actually helpful in drawing, but soon I'm just gonna tell you what's the good use of it. So now, after I select the entire outer part of the drawing, make sure to close all the outlines, okay, before you're doing the selection. And then I hope there's a shortcut button for expand. There's actually expand here in Select and expand selected area. You can actually see the expand here. So expand 1 pixel and then make a new layer. Shortcut is Ctrl Shift N, or you can just find it here and bring the new layer on the bottom of the line art. And then choose a gray, 50% gray, 50% for the silhouette. In Photoshop, I picked 35% because the bucket tool there is different here in ClipStudio Paint. You have to invert the selection. Ctrl-Shift-I for invert selection, or you can just go here and invert selected area. After that, you selected the character and then fill the entire selection. Alt-Delete to do that, and press Ctrl-D for deselect. To get rid of the selection, I'm going to demonstrate it. First, select the areas, see what are the areas you've been selected, then create new layer, drag it down, and invert selection. No, forgot. Expand the area, then invert selection, and fill it with colors, and you're done. And just clean up a little bit, just like that, right? That was quick. And now from here, you can create new layer for your color. Ctrl-Alt-G to clip mask to the bottom layer, or you can actually just press it here, clip to layer below, but the shortcut is Ctrl-Alt-G. And I create another layer for another colors. Usually I separate the skin color and the color of the other things. So this would be the skin layer, and this would be the another color. I just put it another. We pick the fill bucket. Now I'm going to select, pick this, refer other layers. So I'm going to fill the colors to all the skin. Okay, so before I go time lapse, I'm just gonna tell you that after filling all the colors of the character, including the clothing and some stuff, after that I'm going to create a initial color of the background, just a rough colorization just to feel the ambience. I mean, time lapse time. Okay, now I'm done with my initial painting of the background, and what you see is there are some sketching line left. I plan to make that part of the drawing. So what I'm going to tell you now is how some shortcuts, some useful shortcuts and things that you can do in painting. First, what I did is I create separate layers for each item on the background so that it will be easier for you to paint, to color it, to render it with this. What's this? Lock transparent pixels. You can paint on it without going out the layer, so just like that. What I did a while ago, I copied the layer. Okay, I want this sketch layer to be copied to the other layer, so what I did is just hold the Alt and drag the layer down to where you want it, and it copies. So I have now another layer of the sketch. One thing I noticed that I cannot merge the folder, which is I wish I could, because it will be easier. The merge shortcut is Ctrl-E, but I can't do that here. I can't do that for the entire folder. That's why I just have to copy the single sketch layer and copy it to my other layers. Another thing I noticed that if I select the layer like that and do the painting whatsoever, I want to hide this selection thing, this selection animation, which is I cannot, or I don't know if I can, because I want to paint something without that. I want to hide it. In Photoshop you can hide it like Ctrl H. Tonal correction is here on the edit and tonal correction. You can see the brightness, hue, saturation, tone curve, color balance, gradient map. In Photoshop, the hue saturation is Ctrl U, same as here, but there's no shortcut for color curves. So now I'm going to continue. Since I'm done with the initial sketch of the background, I'm just gonna put light here. Since I already have the initial color of the background, I can now proceed to putting shadows on my character and putting some initial light. Okay, now so I'm gonna try the same method that I do in Photoshop to create a multiply layer on the top of all layers, and clip mask it to the silhouette and fill the entire layer with this kind of blue, and make sure the blending mode is multiply, and create a layer mask and select this transparent. In Photoshop you can use the black and white, but here it's transparent, and I'm gonna do first okay, there it is. I'm gonna do first this part. So to make everything easier, I'm just gonna select the skin layer, this one. This is the reason why I separate it. I separate the skin because of this. I can select it right away and it will be easier for me. Now I made a little bit of rim light. This is not actually the main light, this is just a rim light, but my idea is to make the rim light stronger than the main light. My main light would be the ambient light. So I just create another layer, clip mask again, and put some little blue. Put some little blue light on the parts. But anyways, before that, I'm just gonna change the color of the shadow to the skin a little bit reddish. Go to the color balance like that, and put some magenta. Yeah, a little bit magenta. Okay, that's the color. Maybe that's the color I need. And then use this new layer to put some blue stuff from the window. I am really having a hard time seeing my illustration because of this selection, so okay, now since I've been doing this lighting thing, on the character, maybe I'll just continue doing. So I'm just gonna render it. I'm just gonna finish it right now, right away. I think I already put everything I need here, and I think it's ready for rendering. Okay. I just found something out. I did a little bit of research, and there's something I can do about hiding the selection area. You can actually go to view and where was that? Selection border, uncheck, and yes, I like this one. Finally, I can work faster. I really need to hide that, so yeah, I can go to selection, shortcut to this one. So Control H, same as Photoshop. So okay, nice. That's nice. That's really nice. You see, the quick mask is really helpful. Seeing the selected area you have. These little details is important. You know, the bounce light from here to there. So okay, that's it. I think that's it. I'll just consider it finished for now. Well, I think you saw me struggling doing the art because I think it took longer than I expected. Because of the less familiarity with the application, I'm struggling to find something I need, but somehow I figure out. Overall experience, I had fun using the application, and it is really a little bit similar to Photoshop, but the quality of the line art here and the brush here is better for me, in my opinion. It's cleaner. There's a lot of features for illustration, not really on photo editing, or you can still work on it here, but it's more focused to illustrating, which is actually nice. But since I've been doing shortcuts forever, then you know, I have this look like face of confusion on finding the right key for the shortcut. Instead of pressing the B, I instead press the B because that's for brush in Photoshop. And instead of pressing the M, I instead click the L. It's like my own muscle memory from Photoshop doing its own. My hand is doing its own thing, looking for the shortcuts. Also, the reason why I don't use Express key that much because, you know, I prefer keyboards shortcuts. But hey, the drawing isn't really that bad. I mean, if I compare it to my first drawing, Vilma, I'm sure this one is better. The lighting, the rendering, because now I'm more familiar with it. Like, you know, some features that I can still use from Photoshop. The Vilma was the first time I used the application, and this is the second time I'm using it. And am I going to switch application and use ClipStudio Paint for good? I don't know. Maybe I won't, but it's possible. It depends. For now, if I'll be doing heavy illustrations, like heavy painterly art, and want to finish right away, then I'll be using the Photoshop. But if I'll be just doing something like this, more simpler and less complicated, then I'll be using the ClipStudio Paint again. Well, it is actually a nice experience, so I'm still gonna use the application, of course. I like how the painting work here. It's funny that the ClipStudio Paint has good blending features than Photoshop. I don't use blending features in Photoshop, the mix brush tool, but in ClipStudio Paint they have this feature, the blending tool, but I don't use it because I'm still prefer to the color picking method. But anyways, I can still use it, and I can use the both application in certain features like line art, the vector layer, and so I think that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you learned from the video. So please make sure to subscribe, because I can still share a lot of things for you guys. And of course, don't forget to go to the giveaway video to get the chance to win the XPPen Artist 15.6 Pro when I reach 20,000 subscribers. I hope I can reach that goal sooner. I'll help you to reach that, of course. Thank you for watching. I don't know how to end this. Okay, have a nice day.